and I, what you look at, how we differ, and what and how is that, and how that enriches the class for a change of perspective.
Well, you can see first and foremost, OC is pretty hot right now. He's in the warm climate from Mexico, and I'm
Yeah,
from
man.
the coldest
Yeah.
climate in Canada. So there's the contrast, big contrast. On the other hand, we do like to have fun in the mornings here, but we also are two different styles of traders. OC mainly focuses on swing trades, really longer term time frame analysis, giving you guys very technical breakdowns. Where I try to really simplify, um, where I am very very technical, but I am a very short term time trader. So I scalp every morning, every market open. That's kind of my bread and butter. That's where I make most of my living. Uh, Took a little scalp this morning, looking for a long possibly here, and trying to give you guys setups and ideas and how to use these tools on both of the time frames, right? Like I always zoom out, I always do top down analysis, but it's also very important that you guys get to see, you know, different strategies, different ways of taking trades. I made my one trade today was a sweep off the VWAP here and took it to the candle here, and I closed the trade for 125 bucks. That was my trade. That's the only trade I've taken this morning because it's very choppy. We did have a setup at the top there, but as you can see, just took a little quick scalp this morning for 125 bucks, half a position size, quick little scalpy. Happy days. Okay, so I always try to talk about what's going on in the mornings, what I see, how the market opens, where we're at, and kind of give you guys a rundown of how I use, the order blocks, predictive ranges, volume, market structure, all the good stuff. Okay, all the tools here helping you guys really navigate this stuff. But like we always say, technical analysis and the indicators are assets to your already good asset, which is your brain. Okay, so we want you to use your brain first, right? You know, and then add the tools to make your brain even stronger, kind of deal. Okay, so what do we have here really, right? And I gave you guys these levels back down in here last week, order block in here. Okay, so we understood that. I said 95.2, looking for the bounce. That was our golden pocket in here. So I'll use a lot of fibs to add layers of confluence to my trading as well. Okay, so you can see we bounced off that golden pocket. That we did have a key area, and I always share my areas and my charts with you guys all the time. Okay, so I will go through. I will use my order block tool, my liquidity zone tool, my prime block tool, my all my tools, and mark out key areas that I'm interested in and taking trades in. Okay, so uh, obviously Super Bowl. Congratulations to those Eagles fans. Uh, I made some money, so I don't care. I'm happy for that. But yeah, this morning we were targeting a short swing failure pattern, 3 drives, and I didn't take the short this morning. So that's kind of the trade that I should have taken, but it's okay. It's Monday morning. It happened quite quickly, and the price to action wasn't favorable in my opinion to take that trade. However, we bounced out of here. Now the concerning point in this, right? So we have broken down obviously the big dump and then the consolidation. Alts are dying, right? So what we can see here and what's very apparent is that okay, we had this roll over here, sweep into that zone in here, and we have bounced. Okay, but this bounce, in my opinion, is garbage. Okay, so let's look at the bounce and why is it garbage? Okay, so for me, as a short-term time trader, I'm always looking for where liquidity is. Okay, so yes, we came up to that golden pocket rejection, which was a key area on my chart this morning. I was looking for the short. Didn't take that short. Obviously, I showed you the long that I took, showing you the time frames that I do trade. So the problem with this right here, so we have liquidity in the lows here. Okay, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Right. We have this in here. Now this is where it's ugly. This is where I would say demand is right in here because we've really just put in higher highs and higher lows and then fair value gaps in here. Okay, so this would be if we're 3 drives, 1, 2, 3, bearish divergence. Okay, Continuation trade, very sporadic in here. Looking for this play, 3 drives into the golden pocket to retrace. Okay, we have a retrace level in here that we are looking for a potential bounce. But I need to see that bounce happen, right? So I want price to come in here and do something and then go, right? Just like we saw over here, how we had that key level down in here, right? We got the big sweep, the actual sporadic price action here, retest back in and then gone. Okay, not an easy trade to get into, but nonetheless, when price does this, it tells me that the market makers don't want to allow you to hold your trade. Like if you're getting long off of this pushback in here, they're coming back to grab your trade and then send price up quickly. So to me, they're trying to wreck the bulls and the bears, right? If we're looking at environment, which is very important to look at right now, is that this is called in my opinion, it's called round trip price action, okay? You go long, you go short over this whole week, right? So you got, we start Monday last week here, right? The hopium pump Monday right here, right? So this is your Monday all the way through. And we can say that, hey, we got hopium, we're going to the moon here, V-shaped recovery, and then it drops down into a range, right? And it's, if you don't take profits, you're wrecked, right? Round tripping all the way around. And this is a nice range. It's about 3% from last week. But if you didn't identify that this was a range off the beginning, you would have been looking for maybe a swing trade where you're looking for this thing to push up and continue. Or you're looking for the short for this thing to break down and continue. And you were stopped out. So it's very important to be able to identify environment when you're trading. What's the environment right now? Are we range bound? Yes. Have we SFP'd the range? Yes. Have we come into our full retracement? Yes. Are we looking for a continuation? Well, what do we have this morning? We have a break of structure, right? So there's hopium. There's hopium here, right? So there is hopium that, hey, we've put in a low that swept the lows, grabbing liquidity in this order block down here, trying to push price up, okay? Coming into our full retracement here. However, we have a break of structure to the upside. Now, if you wanted to see stuff like that, you can simply turn on your tools here, and you can see market structure in here, right? Very useful tool. If you don't know market structure, you gotta learn market structure right here. Dynamics Pro. Remember, this is very different depending on the time frame that you're looking at. Okay, it'll adjust to your time frame. So this is 1 hour time frame. I go on a 15-minute here. It's going to look a lot different. You probably have your change of character in here. Like you're going to have different settings. I always suggest you look around a 1 hour, 1 hour to 4 hour to get, you don't want to see it changing colors every 2 seconds. You want to see, okay, what is it doing? Yeah. Okay, change of character here, change of character. You want to see it kind of as you understand it. You can say that this, if we're on a daily, this is a downtrend. On a daily, this is all down. Okay? But you can see you get a little change in structure here looking to push up, right? You get a little change in structure right now looking to push up. You even got one here trying to push up, right? But didn't push up. So very useful tool. And it'll help you identify higher highs, lower highs, and all the good stuff, okay? But you can see the change of character coming in this morning that I just talked about, suggesting we could possibly bounce, okay? Just like when we were coming down in here and we put in a higher high up here, suggesting we could bounce. It's the same idea, right? Obviously, this one failed to bounce and it broke down, okay? Change of character in here, rolling over, could look for continuation there, but we understood that this structure in here is looking for that. This is a higher term time frame where we're looking for a low, a higher high, a lower high, or a higher low, sorry, and a continuation out, right? The reversal of the big trend versus this little trend in here, okay? So using the tools, to kind of identify that. So what we see here is we see the break in here. We see the push up into the golden pocket retracement zone from this high to this low, looking for a higher low, which we would pull from swing low to swing high. And we would be looking for this general area for a bounce, for this thing to actually push out and continue. Okay, we're not there yet. We're not out of the woods yet. People are still bearish, let's call it. And obviously, our altcoins are absolutely destroyed. So, what are we looking for? Like I said, we're looking for that retrace back down into this level in here, into this order block in here for continuation out. The reason why I didn't take this short this morning was due to price action. So I generally I love 3 drives. So you get your 3 drives of bearish divergence using your oscillator. You can see this across the board if you're on like a 12-minute or whatever. But you get your 3, 1, 2, 3 drives to a high into a golden pocket zone. You get your bearish divergence here. You also have clipping. If you're new here, I can show you. But you get clipping on your mag 7, followed by bearish divergence is an immediate short. Okay, it's a little trick, and you can back test that it works really well. And obviously, it worked really well. Okay, worked really well. Just a little trick. However, right now this is looking like it wants to roll over. Right, continuation down, break a structure in here, a little one, and losing VWAP here. So it looks a little bit weak, but obviously our targets here, where we're looking for the potential bounce and continuation out. Okay, the price action in this high, for me, as a price action person, okay, we opened this morning, we bounced off the golden pocket, which is, this is really local stuff. Okay, so if you do want to become a scalper and day trader, you have to understand very local trend stuff. So you go swing low to swing high here. You got a golden pocket bounce perfectly off this low. Could have taken the long here. This is kind of where I start trading for the day, around 7:30. So for me, this was, Monday morning, getting a coffee in you. Not typically a trade you want to take. You get the bull pennant, you break out. Okay, very aggressive push up into that golden pocket area we had. 3 strikes, mitigation of the high. Okay, rolling over, didn't take the retest, right? Rolled over aggressively again, took the long off of VWAP in here, which are VWAPs right here. You can see, took the long up to the high here, got out, made my money, and I'm done for the day. So you can see how my time frames are a lot different than OC's time frames, right? Because I'm taking this move in here and making $150 on a half a position size, right? But it's all relative, right? This is as soon as you've broken in here, right, you're looking for this thing to continue to roll over. However, you are getting an OC breakout, retest, continuation trade possibly right now. So there's always things to learn. There's always things to add here, but we'll help you navigate that. Obviously, a big order block in here getting filled, looking for continuation out as well. That golden pocket zone below us. All right, so just having an idea of what I look for, how I trade, and really like what do I look for. And that doesn't mean, I don't know how to swing trade. I mean, I gave a SUI trade over the weekend, and we are absolutely crushing this trade right now, up 12%, right? So I like a swing trade, but I use a lot less leverage and a lot less capital, right? And guess what? I learned a lot of swing trading stuff from the guy over there, the pretty gorgeous South American Gulf of Gulf of America.
Nice. Thank you so much. Bringing coming from the newest state of the United States, that means a lot. That means a lot. Oh man.
51st state. 51st state.
Yes, let's go. Oh man, love it. So guys, a little bit of a heads up here. Just Gulf of America. There you go. I mean, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. Oh man, I lost it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. All right, let me start sharing my screen. Thank you so much, Alex, for bringing that up, especially the Gulf of America thing. I think that's gonna be a good name, a cool name. So, by the way,
Yeah,
guys,
man.
if you want to make some extra cash, we are hosting a new trading contest. So you can go here, you can go check it out. Let me just drop it here for you guys. Oh, I already got it right here. 51st state. There you go. Little Fish says, nice. Soon, I mean, from Panama to the upside, we're all gonna be United States. You'll see. So let's take a look at here. We have a huge amount of prices here. Win an iPhone 16 Max, and then sell it, because who wants a 16 Max and then get a Android, man? No, just kidding. Whatever you like. And then also remember, we're gonna be looking at great prices here. iPhone 16 Max, lifetime charge, Prime over 1,000, third play $500, fourth to fifth ton of cash prices, free subscriptions. So do not let it go, man. This is gonna be amazing. In fact, you can kind of like cheat the system, and you never hear this from me. I know it's recorded, but you never hear this from me. But I mean, join it. Bring your trades. We can help you do analysis, and then you execute the trades that you like the best, and then you have the chance to use your indicators to get more indicators, to get more money, and push your account upwards. Always be responsible with the amount of leverage in capital you do. All right, so just give you a little heads up here. I think this is going to be a great training competition. Give it a look, guys. I think that's going to be good for you. Also, Alex mentioned, if you do not look at that range, how could you not? I've been drilling your heads over and over and over and over with the Wyckoff method here. Remember, I mean, if you're new, that's all right. Don't worry. I love to look at, by the way, the Academy Binance. That's a great resource analogy if you're looking to learn basic and advanced trading structure, right? And also come to the classes. We'll tear them down, explain it to you as best as we can, based on the time and scheduling of the classes, right? But we had coming down little range V-shaped recovery, making this AR area, and then what's that? That gave us 70% chances of ranging, right? And remember, we've been looking at those ranges everywhere, coming down. Oh, not that one. Coming down. We don't have the little ranging here still, but V-shaped recovery, there we go. This is kind of like a 50-50 if you don't have the little range. But we've been seeing, for example, something like Ethereum, that we have that little hiccup. Oh, there we go. Sorry, that little range in here. There we go. High, not higher than the previous range. And guess what? 70% chances of ranging. Atom, ranging. Look at since when we start ranging Atom, right? EOS also ranging. Look at that playing out fantastically. BAT ranging. GM, by the way, breaking out. Look at that, man. That is fantastic. And look at, for example, coming down, little range, V-shaped recovery, high, not higher than the previous range. That gives us 70% chances of ranging. Of course, the range was from here to there. So you just long it all the way here, you held it, and then boom, shakalaka, right? Something important, it is also to always use your indicators to confirm where the price is moving to, right? Let's go really quick over Bitcoin, because I think this is going to be interesting. By the way, Costco seems like it doesn't want to roll over, and instead we are going to be just ranging for a little bit. It seems like we want to do that flip of the ribbon. Be prepared in case we start breaking previous highs. Remember, do not buy the bottom. Wait for breakout, retest, and off you go. Your entry is in the pullback. All right. So Costco looking fantastic. I think it's going to play it out very nicely. And finally, let's go to Bitcoin, because it's time for us to update the daily charts. Daily for me, well, let's get started here. First, on lower time frames. Oops, this one. So this is a little bit of my spaghetti, guys. Remember that we were looking at this pattern coming back down here. We did have the little range, V-shaped recovery, 70% chances of ranging, but also we were looking at two important trend lines. This one, right? And this one here, right? This other one there. So basically, look at that beautiful retest, breakthrough, retest, and if we can form a goose head here, this is not a goose head that I like to see, right? Because I mean, despite it could work, look at that goose head, boom, breaking up, right? I mean, I like to see goose heads somewhere around here. If you're new, goose head is just basically a pattern that looks like the profile of a goose, all right? And I like it to be above, very close to this line. If you have the traditional oscillator, it is exactly the same, right? But still, that tells me that we could be having a little bit of a run up to where to dynamic reactor. I'm gonna keep my analysis as before and do something like this. I just want to update on what I got in here. All right, so basically this is what I'm looking for. This is separate. Why? Because once the price action is against the course or against the dynamic reactor, we need to look our oscillator, look at your prime score. It needs to be at least above 3, man, right? Somewhere around 4 or 5, right, will be optimal to start looking for long entries, right? Breakout retest at the pullback, at the retest, that's your entry for a continuation of the trend. Let's go visit now our long time or bigger period of time analysis. So I usually do daily. Let's go to daily here. And Alex and I, we've been talking about this in different classes, right? So copying a couple of candles and stuff. This was created as soon as we broke this trend line. You will see a little bit more about that trend line. But as you can see right here, we were expecting a pullback, right? Even here or even all the way here, maybe sweep of the lows. Something important it is that I'm not expecting this kind of pullback just now at this point. I'm not expecting a pullback to 81. All right. Also, Alex was talking about that everybody was calling the, what was it, the 87 bottom, deep from this range, right? So, and I think that is very, very, very possible. Something that I also believe so is that we could be overextending, creating a new bottom for a sweep of the lows before we starting breaking up to the upside. And if you will see, hey, buddy, what are you smoking? Where are you getting that from? Well, I'm getting it from previous price action, right? So I'm trying to see what happened in the past and fitting it into what happened in the future. Something important to note is that I believe that this pattern is going to be shorter, all right? So I believe that the breakout is going to be somewhere around here, instead all the way down there, right? So a possibility for keep going downwards, it is in there. We seem to have a double top, and the neckline of the double top is this trend line, which we have bounced from right here. So let's go out of here and look at that trend line. It's coming from the previous market top. So it's not about the breakout. If we're talking about maybe weekly, it's about your retest. And if we can hold this retest zone, and look at that, almost there with flip of the ribbon and a reversal. Guys, remember that with any pro tool, we have we need to know how to read it, all right? And also remember that the point of this, it is build up confidence, not look at the little sign on your screen and buy all in, all right? If that makes sense. I'm saying this for the new members that are just getting started with Bitcoin. Do not go all in. Be responsible, please. This is the way. That's why we trade live with you guys, right? That's why we have a live account with you guys, so you can see when we do great, when we don't do great, how we rescue those areas, what is our strategy. By the way, remember that strategy video on how to get out of a losing trade. That is the exact same strategy that we are applying. Why? Because I bought here on the retest and lower time frames, and we have a setup of rescuing points in there. We'll go over it on Thursday. Nonetheless, just to wrap things up here, we are probably making a double top, but still, if we do not lose the 90 to 85 area, I think we can go back up in a very dramatic manner, right? By the way, I believe that we could be looking at somewhere around 124, 130 ish areas for taking profits within the next month, if and only if we break to the upside, coming back to this area, 100K. Yes, little lucky deal. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. So that is one of my analysis, by the way, for the long periods and stuff, so on and so forth. Adding confluence and estimations for institutional money. One of my mathematical analysis of mathematical models came up to be 500K. Still, that is one possibility, guys, right? Depending, like Alex said, if this happens, then we do that, right? So if we see the influx of institutional money, I think we could be getting 500K. Still on the air, right? Still on the air. We need to trade this just like eating a cake, right? You just don't sit and eat the cake. You don't bite into the cake until it's finished. You eat it slice by slice by slice. That way, you don't die out of diabetes, right? So Reading the indicators, yes, we have a reversal. We have a flip of the ribbon almost confirmed. But also, let me show you something that happened here. Flip of the ribbon, and that means up or range. Why? Because going up is a retracement or correction on the bearish side. A bullish correction on a bearish trend, it is to the upside, right? A bearish correction on a bull trend, it's to the downside, right? So right now we're going down. So we are in a negative trend, in a bearish trend. So what would be a correction? To the upside. That doesn't mean change of trend. So look at that. Either correcting, but there's two ways of correcting. Over time, which means range, or over price, which is going up, right? So again, we need to start looking what the structure here tells us along with the volume analysis. So volume and momentum is telling us we are ready to burst. We're having flip of the ribbon. We are oversold at this point. We are now looking for market structure. What does that mean? Let's go to the 4-hour. That means, sorry for that. That means that we could be looking for sweep of the lows, break back into the range, and off we go. All right, so something like this. Let me show it to you. What is this? Coming down, sweep of the lows, breaking back into maybe a little bit of retest to confirm, maybe secondary retest, and then breakout, big retest, and then off we go to Valhalla. All right, so this is the area that we're looking for, not the bottom, because we don't know what is the bottom until we bounce it. You can take the trade there with higher risk and in short stop loss, all right? I'm going to be trying to get that trade if the opportunity presents itself. If not, you just do it once we're back into the range. And let me show you. I'm not just telling you out of it. That part, which is sweep of the lows, is called spring, right? Spring, break up into the range, first retest, break consistently with a big body candle, right? With momentum, with volume, back with a big retracement, your entry, and off you go to Valhalla, right? So there you go, guys. I think I hope that this is informative, especially for new members that are around here. Do not get caught with your guard down. Another one that I want to talk about, it is gold. Gold, we're having a retracement. I bought, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere. This is, yeah, 3 minutes. No, this is not good. Let me show. Oh man, this is looking good. I believe I bought somewhere around this retest, if I'm not making a mistake. On the 3 minutes for scalping, we're making a little bit of a brown and wedge, but that is for a possible continuation for the bullish trend. Just be aware that we're retracing, we're making a megaphone. So your point of entry, it is when we're making what? A higher low for a change of pattern here, all right? Still be careful because of having a higher low, it's just half of the story. We still need to do a higher high breakthrough and off we go. That's why we have this buffering zone, all right? So if you like gold, this is your chance to start looking at the charts for that pattern reentry. And finally, did we talk about GM? Well, yeah, GM breaking through. What are we looking for? Bottoming or re-entering patterns here. All right. It is all about how the price action enters. It is not the same. Buy it here, hold it, and then fail it because it could be going wrong, because then you have all the emotional roller coaster. Then buying it, maybe it's ever so slightly higher, but with that volume flip of the ribbon, that you are more, or yeah, you have greater certainty. That's the word. Greater certainty that you can go up and then start moving your stop to entry. Remember, your success will basically is tied to your stop loss. All right. Why? Because if you can make it without losing, you're already in success state. Remember, 90% of the traders lose money. Stop losing money. It is a success. All right. Just think it that way. Let me drop my my screen here because I just see Alex too calm and resting. So, right? No, just kidding, friend. By the way, you're muted.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just listening. You're crushing it. 500,000 OC. Yeah, that's the one. He's Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
Oh,
I don't. You know what? If it goes to 500,000, I'm happy. As long as XRP doesn't go to $1.50, I'm happy.
nice, nice. We got a deal, bro. We got a deal. Nice.
So, for now, what I'm let's take a look at what we're looking for altcoins. If there's anything altcoin you want me to look at, I can definitely do that for you. So a lot of these things are trying to bottom right now. So like the reason I can go over like why I gave the Sui trade, right? So Sui's obviously one. It's got a bullish narrative, right? It's been doing good. It's the Solana killer of the cycle. Uh, we came into a perfect order block down below in here and a golden pocket, okay? And we are going into the weekend here. So that's a lot of the reason why I was looking for this and just looking to get back up into the psychological $3, which is something, you know, you always want to see hold. You can see the previous range in here. You can see how hard it, like I bought most of my Sui down here at $1.60, but you can see how hard it ripped initially to hold this area. Okay, so for me, if we were to lose this area in here, we'd definitely be coming down to 220, right? So you can see the big wick revisiting back into this area in here and then bouncing up super aggressively. So looking for this to hold just like Bitcoin, right? So that was kind of the thought within there. I can see you guys with your list coming at me hard and ready. So virtual, I was looking at the psychological $1 level to hold. Okay, we haven't even gotten down there. But what do you see here, OC? What do you see here? Oh
Stiletto
shit,
pattern.
son. Um, so we're bottoming out, right? There's some structure in here. Honestly, if we lose this level here at $1, we're coming to 60 cents. So I don't want to give you guys the hopium. Okay. I know you want me to tell you it's gonna go up. Okay. For me, a quick way for to be confident, more confident in a trade is to get above this high here. Okay. To close above this high, to push up, and then look for the retest and continuation. Okay. If you want to buy bottoms, that's totally up to you. Because the bottom can sometimes get more lower, right? So the bottom can keep bottoming. You could get something like this, right? So you want to go on structure change, really. But for now, this is looking okay. We got bull divs all across the board here, bottoming out. AI, you know, I think AI is going to have a good run again. It's just a lot of that deep seek FUD and stuff like that. And I mean, what a like honestly, one of the shortest narratives I've ever seen. Like from November to January, right? So 2 months narrative of absolute mania, 10x, and then absolutely destroying everybody, right? So cautious, right? These are quick narratives. They pump and then they wreck everybody along the way. Okay, so with virtuals, you're looking to hold a psychological dollar, or you're coming back to visit 60 cents. And that's kind of where I'm at with that. Let's go over and take a look at. I don't know what Lucky Deal's making me look at here, but we can go over to Cookie, I guess. You guys are making me, yeah. I don't like with stuff like this. It's like buy it on spot, right? Like you could see you could. I would always go through and mark out key levels of support and resistance as well if you'd like. But you know this has been dying. You know, so trying to get above this 24-cent area here, 25 cents. But yeah, big blow off top here. Not looking too healthy on this pump. Big pump, but you know what happens after a big pump? Typically a big dump. So if you're looking for to get onto something like this, I mean, massive push up. I would track the momentum to the upside here, and look for a revisit, possibly back into let's let's see if we get some volume in here. equilibrium down in here, predictive range in here. So I'd be adding that. Let's see here. Let's zoom out, see what the volume says over here. Yeah, so this is generally like if we are buyers, I'm looking in here. That's generally where I'm looking. 20 cents. Nice push, mitigation of the high. Okay, so if we're getting technical on this, you got the shoe pattern in here. There's your shoe pattern. Very similar. Okay, break of the high. So you're looking for some sort of retesting continuation out of here. Bottoming structure. Okay, overall. But for now, I mean, put the cookie down. Okay. Oh man. Let's go over to Lista. I've never heard of any of this stuff anymore. This is getting a bit niche. Does this thing have any data as well? Or are you really just trying to no way to buy, I'm shorting it. Lista Bybit. Oh my god. Okay. It's got to get above here. That's like I would not touch this with OCs and someone else pushing, okay? Yeah, short. That's a good idea. You got to get above here. You are looking to short this thing. A big push up here. Yeah, this is not something I would want to participate in, to be honest. It just as a trader, you can make money on shit coins, but this is like really like this is like too much tacos. You know what I mean? Like way too much. So you know what I mean, OC? This is like the tequila, the tacos, the too much guacamole. Like you're really asking for it here.
Oh yeah, too much salsa.
Oh, way too much spicy salsa. Yeah. Yeah, so it's got a job to do, and that's to get above 30 cents. If you're looking to short it, I mean, you could get on the short-term time frames, short stop loss above the high. Look for it to come back down to that 20-cent area, but not something that I would definitely be looking to buy. But if you are shorting it, I mean, typically my rule is whenever you get a pump like this, you're looking to visit halfway down the candle, minimum. Okay. Typically looking for that and then go. If it's gonna go, right? Patience here. But I would look for if you're shorting this, right, you look for another sweep like that, roll over. This right now is a bull flag, so I would either want to see a mitigation of the high bearish divergence breakdown, or I would like to see just it roll over. So if this, then that, but not really looking to. I want to see structure, right? For me as a structure trader, like there's no structure here. It's just very, look at this. Like how long was this in a, you'd have to really expand this out. Chop, right? Very chop. So be careful with this stuff. Always use a stop loss because it can just look. This is in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, you pump 21%. Okay, in 5 minutes. So cautious, cautious, cautious. Are you gonna look at any of these here, OC? You got a
Absolutely.
AI16Z,
Let's do that one. Perfect. I think that's right on spot.
BNX.
Let's take them. Am I muted? No, that I'm fine. Let's go here. Sorry, it's just like my Discord's been a little bit buggy since last week. Last time that I tried to kind of like record and stream, it kind of like froze. So I'm moving very, very slowly and cautiously. So let's take a look at here. Let's get started with you did virtuals, right? AI16 set.
Yep.
AI16Z. So let's take a look. We've been following that one for a long time. We left it alone, yeah, exactly, because it was going downwards. But I also see a possibility of a bottom down. We still need to be very, very careful, just like Alex mentioned. I usually count 3 Wyckoff patterns and then an overextension of the range or strip of the lows. We'll see that. For example, coming down, little range, V-shaped recovery, this high not higher, well, technically not higher than the previous range, that give us 70% chance of ranging. Something that I'm not liking, it is that the next area, the very first next area of a low, was lower than the previous V-shaped recovery. So either we should have broken already, or this is not a Wyckoff pattern, or a twisted Wyckoff pattern. Remember that depending on the structure on the market, you can kind of like fit things within the same area right there. All right. So what I'm going to be doing here is first of all drawing a trend line and then visiting, and then visiting my chances here. Breakout retest, and then of course this area of volume, which should be a parabola, but just keep it for a simple sake just as a trend line. The next thing I'm going to be looking for, it is this area of resistance right there. All right, and just like that we have a triangle. So the next thing I'm going to be looking for is going to be breakouts and retest, of course. So I don't want to break below this triangle, because if I do, I'm going to be visiting previous lows, right? So what I really want to see, it is a bounce to the upside, maybe retest, right? And then a sharp big body candle going through the dynamic reactor. I'm above the 0 line, which means that I might have the strength, but something I don't like is that I'm already overextended. Yes, of course, I don't have the overbought signal at the top, but still, this is a little bit overextended. So I could be just dying here and then coming back down and then do a change of character in here and then trickling down, basically defining a bigger range. So the two possibilities, it's of course up or down, right? If you're betting for an upwards movement, just be careful. Try to enter in here as we have flip of the ribbon and the money flow, it's above your 0 line. All right, that will give you a higher chances to keep going up until you hit dynamic reactor. If we break dynamic reactor, we are going to be waiting for a retest, and then off we go as long as we are above the 0 line. All right. Why? Because if we fail once again this trend line, wait for the retest, create a lower high in here, maybe fail your 0 line, and that's gonna be your entry for a short till we're somewhere around here. Let's use our indicators to define whether we're right or wrong based on the highest area of confluence. So let's get started and look at that. We have an area of liquidity. So if we break above that area of liquidity, that area of liquidity is going to act as a support. If not, as for right now, is acting as a resistance. All right. What is the next base, or what is the next area of support? What is the next bottom? Both preview weekly low and your next area of liquidity. So as you can see, we could be looking for either bouncing, and if we bounce downwards, this is your next entry area. Let's see if we have some more confluence around here. Look at that, how many order blocks we had, right? Order blocks are magnetic. So if we have a big bounce and we lose the trend line, most likely the magnetic action of this loud order blocks is going to act upon the price action and then pull the price action towards it and then act as a support. All right. And we are highly bullish order blocks. We have highly bullish order blocks. All right. So that means that the magnetic force of those order blocks are going to be big. So most likely I'm going to be calling for a bigger ranging here and a possible double bottom structure. So just be careful. Remember, if you're going to be longing this, you are against both the trend of the 4 hours and against your prime score. So be careful and use your stop loss. Maybe as tight as you can of a stop loss. So if it reverses on you, it doesn't hurt you as much on your wallet. All right. Also try to enter as low as possible or breakout retest again above on the 0 line right there. Let's take a look at here now at, what is it, BNX. I think I have taken a look at that one, BNX, before. Yes, I have. Uh, wow. All right. 4 hours. Do we have enough? Yes, we do. So I think, man, this is cool. All right. Let me take a look at what's happening here. We broke a freakishly long trend line here, which, by the way, it is paired exactly with your dynamic reactor, right? We're coming back down in here. We still have positive both on your true 7 and on your money flow and on your volume. Yes, money flow is lowering right now. It's be getting low at this point, and that is because we are getting again to a resistance area. I remember, do not buy tops. If you're gonna be buying in on retracements, do it on those support areas. So what am I going to be expecting here? I'm going to be waiting for maybe a flip of the ribbon, breakout retest, entering, and off we go. This enter here is going to be highly dangerous. And that is because the main movement already have played out. Remember, it's not about the breakout, it's about your retest, your first entry, and off we go. It's not about the breakout, it's about your retest, your second entry, and the third one, well, it gets more and more dangerous. Maybe we can look at something like the 30 minutes or something to start looking for re-entry patterns. It's something that I want you guys to note. It is the movement, the length of the movement, the bullish movement. Let's compare them at this point, and you'll see what I mean with the third one being a little bit dangerous. All right, so look at the first bullish movement length. Let's compare it to the next bullish movement length, and finally let's compare it to the third bullish movement length, and I think they should be slightly below, something like that, so we can pair them together. All right, so as you can see, 1, 2, and 3. As you can see, you see momentum going downwards. All right, so what could we be expecting out of this? Could we be expecting a burst to Valhalla? Could we be expecting a Lamborghini out of a $10? I don't think so. Could be possible, but I don't think so. All right, I don't think it's probable. So what I would say is that we could be actually on a maxed out area, which will be actually in line with the drop or the parable of losing momentum. All right, so basically you can see it kind of like predicts its top. Let's just figure this out together. Another thing that I want to look for, it is those possible reversal areas, right? Am I on the reversal area? I am. Not only that, it's kind of like a flipping, all right? But I'm bullish, OC. Yes, you're bullish, but remember, you are the most bullish at the top. And then when you start losing that bullishness, well, then you start taking action. So are you really want to buy this? Let's just take a look at our indicators. Another thing before TP2, TP3, TP4. So you're going to be buying to take profit for, and I question for you, all right? Let's see if we are on resistance. Yes, we are. So what could we be looking for? Breakout retest, your next entry, as we have, let me clear this up so it's much better, all right? Breakout retest at your next entry, as we have flip of the ribbon, just like it happened here. You see that? What happened there? To flip of the ribbon to breakout retest. So the same thing, we're looking at those areas. So be careful if you want to jump in for a long on BXN. I would not also venture on shorts. I would rather give it a structure here and start aiming for longing the pattern. Why? Because we are bullish. Let me just grab the median of all of those wicks in here and then aim that to have these two bounces. Let's also bring these bottoms in here. There we go. I think that will be good enough. Maybe I can push them a little higher to compensate for these other two. And as you can see, I will be better waiting for the support trend line to act upon the price action. Let's see if we might have some order blocks there. Kind of soft order blocks. Maybe we'll see migration of this order block to a little bit higher with time. So I can only tell you, keep an eye, and you already have, keep an eye on this asset, and you already have the setup for trading it. So whatever happens, you can act accordingly. And finally, I think that's it. That's all that we got. And also, oh, it's time. In fact, we're sharp out of time. So let's wrap it up. Alex, what is it going? Do you want to say the goodbyes and prepare for the next class?
Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. It's always fun. Thank you guys for being here. Be safe. Choppy, 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 choppy. So give yourself enough wiggle room on your trades, and be safe out there. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Also, Daga DT, special shout out. OC's second name is Danger. He buys stuff and profit out of it. That's an inner joke, guys. That's an inner joke. We'll see. We explore that far ahead. But other than that, guys, thank you so much. And as always, see you guys tomorrow.